Welcome back to another episode of Aurogiri. This is part 3 of our update stream. We're running the event. I just DC'd and come back. The stream sure did. Where's Miku Mikakaku? I don't know if it's never, but I think it's not yet. Remember, they're on PS4. They gotta load into Kyoto, man. How do I feel about the new mag? I felt okay about it until I saw that you don't heal. There they are. Let's go wait in the boss room. I still think it's worth getting. Someone's a headless horseman. Venus has a nice ass. Beelzebub, what happened to your load screen? There you are. Fuck's this? Use it with a different... Use what with a rain weapon? Oh, the mag. I don't think anyone should use the rain mag. I think everyone should just have the rain mag. Or at least the recipe. You never know when we're gonna need it, or if they buff it or something. Is that Hound Makami dog? That's cool. I gotta say, just to go on a little tangent, I'm kind of impressed with the wisdom people have gained in gacha games over the years. Like, people that are experienced gacha players, and especially content creators, that they find, like, when Genshin came out, everyone that was, like, into it, streaming and stuff, they were getting characters maxed out, they were getting weapons maxed out. Like, they were just going crazy because they'd played other games where oh, I gotta get this stuff. Like in Oni, you gotta max out the character. You gotta do this. You gotta do that. Oh, you gotta be strong. You can't be weak. Understandably. But then you play, like, the Genshin games, and it's like, okay, I got my weapon maxed out, I got my character maxed out, I'm ready for the end game. It's like, what? You're ready for what? And then you just steamroll the whole game. And then people kind of learned from this lesson, and there became such a divide between, like, player and content creator, where they're like, oh, how good is this character at base? And they're like, I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea how good that character is. I can't tell you how good that character is because I have no way of letting you know. And then now with, like, Star Rail, they released, like, the most broken, most powerful character ever. And the content creators are like, I don't want it because it's going to sour the whole experience. Like, it's going to ruin all difficulty from the game. It's all these. Are you drawing a penis? You had one job. Like, if you have Sesshu and you don't draw a dick with the flowers, I don't know what I don't know what you're doing with your life. Do it better. Do it better. Choo choo, yeah, choo choo. You didn't do it! You didn't make a dick with the flowers! I'm so upset! Oh! That's what I would do. Or, like, draw some titties or something. You drew a bird? What kind of bird was that? But anyway, yeah, I'm really impressed by, like, people are being like, if I get the super awesome ultra character, it's gonna defeat the purpose of, like, every other character that I like. And they're like, I don't care. And I'm, like, so impressed. I'm like, wow. Because I did the exact same thing. I'm like, I don't want the super ultra character that breaks the game for me. I'd rather use the ones I like. And this sentiment is being echoed, and it's like, this is good. It keeps developers in check. And that same lesson we gave to Cyberstep in the survey. They asked, what's your favorite Vanguards? We didn't tell them, oh, our favorite Vanguards are the 3 strongest Vanguards in the game. No, Venus was number fucking 5. Like, hello. Like, they said we weren't expecting you guys to pick, like, 20 different Vanguards. We thought your favorites were just gonna be KG, Honda, and Akechi. And then we just threw them, like, yeah, some people, I like Kirin, I like this, I like that. And it was just like, the developers were like, oh, you guys aren't meta whores. No, we're not. We like our characters, we get the ones we like, and we just hope they're fucking good. Why did everyone stop moving? You like Sugamo? Yeah, Sugamo's great! Sugamo's, like, she's fun. Like, she's a fun character to use, her personality is fun. Like, when she has to sit down and overheat herself, like, yeah. Komachi. Who's Komachi? Oh, the little singer girl. Yeah. Ivis was cool. Ivis had her own trailer. Like, I like Kirin because the only reason I played Onigiri was because of Ibaraki Doji. And then Kirin was Ibaraki Doji's, like, true form. So I really like that. Trying to think, like, if I had, like, a favorite Vanguard now. Okay, I'm ready for this. Draw the dick. I'm ready for this. Oh yeah, Sukumo's energy bar is goated. Where? There, where? 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 I don't see it. It's Glaceon. Where's Seshu? Damn. That's so many choo-choos. Oh my god. That's the best move. If you DC on a lapse, what dungeon do you come back to? Okay. You're out of energy? Okay, that's fine. I got like one more run in me. My boost is over, so... Oh, you did draw? Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't see it. Oh, okay. Like you said, a cock, not a dick. Just straight up. I drew a cock. Like, not a dick, not a wiener. I drew a cock. Yeah, this will be my last run of this. Two enemies. Is that because of the special flowers, or? Yeah. Alright, my Vanguard's full. Yeah, without the drop boost, this sucks. Hey, let's go! Hey, let's go! Let's go. I see it, but I can't get like a picture of it. Oh, it's gone. That's an awesome. What's this? Oh. Alright, that's the last run for me. Where am I? Where am I? This is res point, isn't it? I was like, I'm gonna move to O. I already am there. Right on. I think we want to go to... where is that one? Is it front of Nishi? No. Hurricane Park. Yeah. Hurricane Park for the allies. Suzaku Gate for the stairs. It's a little bit, but it's not as bad as, like, Osmanthus Wine is whatever the fuck. That new character in Genshin, too. For those that follow that, he's so broken, it's disgusting. Novelit or whatever, like I keep seeing videos of this guy. It's repulsive. Like, he's just, oh man. Like, it's just, I watch the gameplay and I think it's gross. I'm just like, what? Well, yeah, and it's like, it's just so, the damage is so over the top. Like, it's, I don't know. It's, like, I'm at the point where, like, I find I'm always wanting to balance between, like, being strong and, like, trivializing the experience. Because, like, in the same, like, segment, it's like you have, well, Tartaglia was a main DPS. But anyway, like, it's in the same segment, they brought out Imbibitor Lune and Novelette at this, like, the same time. And it's like, this isn't what players want. Players just want characters they like that aren't shit. Like, that's literally it. Oh, there's the rain weapon, the fucking Leviathan. I don't like that one very much. But I think the Leviathan's better than a Sillhoutte. I'll give it that. Someone asked a question. I'm going to answer that. So hold on a sec. Hey, Eclouis. What are you saying here? Question. Where do you get the Kotonoha Magatama? So the Kotonoha Magatama Redux is an event from the Kotonoha Magatama. So it's an event from the Kotonoha event, a Magatama from the event. And that event has never been rerun because it's a collaboration event. So to get the Kotonoha Magatama Redux, they're just really just called Reduxes, you'd have to buy it off another player for OC. So, like, sometimes people sell them for, like, 2,000 OC or 2,500, something like that. You gotta shop around, talk to people. They're very hard to get mags, because they take, like, 50 marrows of Inferno, 50 marrows of Sleet, and then 100 heart. Is that what it is? 100 hearts and 100 marrows? I haven't made one in a long time. It's 100 marrows. Yeah. Is it a typeless? No, it's a skill mag, isn't it? Yeah. So the base Kotonoa, you need a Celestite, a Ruby Chalcedony, and then a Skyrending mag, a Dancing Water mag, 50 wings, 40 hearts, 50 wings, 40 hearts of Sleet and Infernal. Then to make the never come back, and my controller was dead forever. Anyway, that's why you always have two controllers. So, where I was saying is so after that, with the Redux, if you had the recipe, this is just to show you what goes into it. You need the base form of the Redux. You're wondering what kind of endgame? Yeah, okay. So, you need a fused Skyrending, fused Dancing Water, 100 Infernal Marrows, 100 Sleet Sword Marrows, and then 10 Horned Sculptures, and then 10 Frozen Hell Horns, which this doesn't seem as bad as I remember. I feel like there's more bullshit in there somewhere. So the Redux is like pretty much the best Magatama in the game because it has no negative elements. It has 3 elements on it: fire, ice, and wind, all at 40. Gives you 20 cooldown, 30 crit force, and if you're over half health, 10% attack. It's one of the best Magatamas ever, and 140 skill force. So without getting access to the Redux, because it's very gated, only people that have the recipe can make it at this point. So endgame alternatives outside of that. Yeah. Genshin, for the most part, is a lot easier than Oni. Oni trained us to be, like, the best gamers ever. But, so, like, other endgame alternatives are the Horse Mags. They're really good for Ice, Lightning, Wind, and Mountain. Fujin and Raijin, they have Magatamas you can craft. They're really good for when you want to use those elements. And then ornament them however you wish. The Lychee Magatama, if you can get your hands on one of those, is very good. The Chocolate Lychee Magatama. It has 3 ornamentation slots, very low chakra. It kind of like rounds out the build most of the time. You can do a lot to it. Then there's your class's Tempest Mags. They're not really ornamented, but they are very strong. You don't really ornament those. Mod Mags are okay. Purg Mags, they're like... Dullahan Purg Mag is good. Dullahan Purg is fantastic. But the other ones are kind of left to be desired. Like, they're nice, but they're kind of... They're not as great as I thought they'd be. If you're ever around for Makami event, Frozen Hell Magatama is fantastic. This one does get rerun quite a bit. It might come this Christmas, who knows? But the Frozen Hell Magatama is phenomenal. It's basically like a level up of it's a level up from the Horse Mags level. Like Glistening Sword is basically a Horse Mag, but just for different elements: ice and lightning. No, ice and holy. But then if you get the Frozen Hell, it's like 48 chakra, 3 ornamentation slots, 120 skill force unconditionally if you're level 130 or more, another 60 skill force, so 180 skill force if you're 130 or higher all the time, 80 ice, 60 holy, negative 60 fire, negative 60 mountain, 40 crit force, 25 cooldown, which is one of the highest cooldown numbers on any mag, and then you take more durability up to 65%. And then if you factor in the fact that ice skills, like new ice skills are really, really broken, like really, really strong, like Ice Dragon Spiral on Spear, Icicle Moonlight on Odachi and Axe being really, really, really powerful, Icicle Dance on Bow, Wand, and Staff. Pretty much, I think the only one whose ice skill wasn't that good is Sword and Twin Sword, but for everyone else, like, ice is like the best. It's just so good. That the Frozen Hell is a really good thing to look out for. And then beyond that, events that we have right now, like this one with the Sillhouette mags, those mags are really good to have. Like if you can play an event that has a knowledge and like if you can play mags that have, or play events that have knowledge mags, so like knowledges, silhouettes, the fire one, the holy one. There's all these different events that just give you Magatamas with element on them that are really, really good. Those are really good at endgame as well. There's a lot of things that are base game to strive for, basically the horse mags, Tempest, Fused, and then if you can play certain events, then you'll get other great things to have. Like some events had the Greed mag, for example. That one was there. It's a really, really powerful mag, but you had to be there for it. So pretty much just make sure you log in all the time and just play every event and get everything you can get your hands on, but focus on the things that are tangible, that are attainable, that exist in the base game, like horse mags, like fuse mags, like tempests, Senryus as well. If you can do Oni mode and get yourself a Senryu for the weapon type of your choice, that is a very, very, very good mag. Senryu, Chiyami, 2 big mags, that's really good as well. But for the most part, like, try to play like every event and get what you can from it, and then work on horse mags, fuse mags, 105s, Senryu, Chiyami, Lychee. Like, keep your eyes out for this stuff. Sometimes people sell the soaring peak mags, which is like knowledges for mountain. If you come around those are really good to pick up too. Like endgame for Oni, like 5 years ago, I would have told you, yeah, just get your work on getting Tempest, work on getting Fuse, work on getting this. You were there for it, but you weren't strong enough. Okay, yeah, and that's fine. And that's fine. That's a lesson we all have to learn. There's always been one event where you're like, man, I'm not strong enough to do this. I really wish I was. And that's fine. You do have soaring peak? Right on. Like, that's a good thing to fall on. That's a staple mag. Mountain isn't as prevalent as it is as other elements, but still, having mags that have a shit ton of skill force on them is phenomenal. You can do pretty much anything as long as you just build it right and work towards your strengths. And work towards what you achieve and use that to get other things. Hey, Yusei, how you doing? Like, soaring peaks are really, really good. If you get, like, the, if you can get Weight of the Earth Sublime for staff or wand, that thing's amazing. Yeah, like, yeah, the wiki has info. Like, so the wiki is information, it's knowledge. And applied knowledge is wisdom, which I have because I've lived it. I know what it's all like. Everyone needs to what the stream? Say like it, or I don't know what you said. It got cut out because I did something. Oh, thanks. You haven't played Oni in like 4 years? That's crazy. I haven't played it in like 4 days. Like, there's tons of options. It's just finding what works for you. Okay, let's go check out that exchange shop again. because I said I was done. However, I'm not, because I have to get one last thing, I think. I have to get this last fillet, so I have to run a little bit of dark fin. Yes, I make fish fillet, that's right. Filet-o-fish. I think I just gotta do one run. Like, I don't think it's that bad. Darkfin. Who do we fight Darkfin with? We use Honda, right? That's never happened before. She didn't exist when this existed. We used, like, Inochio and... what's her name? Inochio and Kirin and Siegfried. Oh, he made a roar noise. That's cool. Oh, Keiji. Oh my sweet fuck. Nice. Hidden helmets are what? $15 a helmet? I mean, they're as rare as a lunar spirit seal. Oh yeah, Jing Liu is gonna be great. I want her just because it's Amelie. They could tell me she does 10 quintillion damage or she does 20 damage. Like, I don't care. Check the stalls. Hidden helmet. Where? That ain't no hidden helmet. That ain't no hidden helmet. What stalls? That's Stormy Bubbles. Hidden helmet. Hidden helmet. Where? Where are they? Where's Bad Joker? Holy fuck. I can't buy it. Holy shit. Like, dude. Fuck. Who's selling these skull remotes? Who's this retarded person? Fuck. 252, 525. They're playing games. Ugh. What? Why? That would bother me. You know what? I really don't like Kokomi's voice actress, or her voice, actually. But I like Lynx. I like Lynx's voice. I don't like Kokomi's voice, but I think they have the same voice actress. I'm pretty sure. I like Lynx's voice. I can't stand Kokomi. I'm pretty sure they're the same voice actress. I will admit I didn't look it up. What did I say about Kokomi? Like, I know I said that she, like, hard pronounces her T's, but, like, I literally had to mute my TV to play her story. I could not, I'd only unmuted it when Sarah came back. Because I like Sarah. Sarah's, like, my favorite Inazuman character. I like Sarah. But, like... Can't handle that, man. What did I do? Oh, I cleared the daily Red Sea. Oh, they want you to use so much energy, bro. What the hell? Yeah, I would have said while he eats a can of beans. Yeah. Like a donkey. A donkey with his teeth grating on a cheese while he eats canned beans. Yes, absolutely. Hidden helmet. Hidden helmet. Hidden helmet. Hidden helmet. See, if I had OC, I'd buy that. I don't have Bizarrable OC. I can't say I don't. There's 2,000 OC. Oh, what time is it? 1:30? Oh. I've never been. I've never gone. I don't know much about Fontaine. I know there's water there. Oh yeah, true. I do like I've seen the Fatui there. That's my kind of like, I love when women dress like that. I love that stuff. Absolutely. Hey, Chrissy. Yeah, it is. Hell yeah. You got hidden helmets in the exchange shop. You got silhouette mags, silhouette weapons, bamboo shade mags, scrap. Is there weapon powder? Or guys, is there weapon grade powder? Weapon grade powder. Weapon grade powder. Yeah, mags, new mag recipe, energy restore. Buttons, band-aids, mag boxes, those are good. Skill card set 11 and 12. Don't buy these Zenith medals. Scrap. There's no mag powder. I knew there's something missing. You got fox charms, burnt talismans. With all the weapons you forge, you wouldn't be surprised if I ran out of what? Ran out of powder. Oh, I throw away cudgels, man. Seki fragments. We got flickering fish, pale colored scale. Empty graves, hidden helmets. Hidden helmets are huge. The hidden helmets alone make this event worth running. And the amount of drops you get from fighting Darkfin is phenomenal. Oh, right. Yeah. I don't think I could ever run out of powder. Do you use powder instead of grading up weapons at all? Like, I know I do that for the most part, but I have no problem grading up weapons at Ryu. I think it was Narao, or it was either Narao or it was somebody. It was either Nixie or Narao. Somebody, I think, donated to me, and they said, "I bet you won't grade up to 20 at like plus 100." And I did it, and it cost like 100 million Ryu. Like it was like 100. I took a picture. I don't know where it is, but they were like, Oro. I was smelting up like a 133 or something, and they're like, I dare you to grade that up. I was already grade 100, and they're like, I dare you to grade up 6 that on the final smelt, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll do it. It was already 100. They're like, I dare you to make this the most expensive smelt of your life. And I transcended it. I'm like, okay, bam, sure. Fuck yeah. Okay. Why did I come here? Oh yeah, there's a little boy over here. I want to talk to him. Hi, buddy. How you been? I just want you to open up your mouth and tell me how much I can get for a sashimi. A nice sashimi pork sandwich. Fillets are worth 10, boys. They're worth 2. Dog shit. Oh, I'm waiting for the day a Transcendent fails. I still take a picture like every time. So sashimi are worthless. So there goes that idea. Because they were you got like 200 a run. They would have been really nice for Pointeruma, but we don't get them. They're only worth 2, so they're worthless. Okay. Oh, excuse me. The hell's bizarre metal? Oh, the last event. The fuck's plumage? What is this stuff? It's from the event before the last event? Okay. The fuck's a flower of ruined Doomdrop? Leviathan? Okay. Okay. Onigashima? Okay. Superior Salt. This is not looking good for me. This is like all the past events in the last, like, ever since Baldur's Gate 3 came out. All these events I never played. 137? It's about time. Like, you know what? I don't even want a 137 weapon. Make a 136, okay? Don't skip out a 136. Although I will tell you guys something. If you notice, there are exceptions, but for the most part, even numbers are for mags and chakra. Uneven numbers are for weapons. For the most part. So, there does not exist a 129 weapon. Doesn't exist. We've got 125, 127, 128, and do we even have a 130 weapon? I don't think we've ever seen a 130 weapon. There's no 130 weapon, no 131, no 132, 133. Why do all the mags need a Attack Star Tempest? Because, like the Crystal Mag that came before it, the Crystal Mag needed a Dancing Water Tempest for an Ice Mag, and the Dancing Water Tempest was the strongest Ice Mag that's vanilla in the game. So then, when we're making basically a Crystal Mag, the Flood Mag for Rain, the Attack Star Tempest is the strongest Rain Mag that's naturally obtainable in the game, so it uses the Attack Star Tempest because it's a Rain Mag. So Flood, Rain, that's why. So if they made a Thunder Crystal Mag, it'll take it'll make a Thunderquake Tempest. Or if they make a Fire Crystal Mag, it'll take Skyrending Tempest. Like, that's just the pattern that they've brought forward. That's why it's that. Because each of the weapons have an element they're good at. Funny how they did that, eh? 8 elements and 8 weapons. Is there... I could be wrong about that, but... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, not counting poison and flight. Funny how they did that. But there's 8 main elements and 8 weapon types. And each 105 series features one of them as plus 50. So sword, twin, spear, wand, bow, who gets mountain? Wind was Odachi, holy was staff. Who got an axe got mountain? It's pretty cool how they did that. 8 weapons, 8 main elements, and each of them got attributed to one weapon type. It's kind of cool. Yeah, mountain axe. Dang, I was really hoping the sashimi would like trade in for like 50 or 20 or something. That'd have been cool. Bargains, bargains, bargains. Well, I guess. Yeah. Well, so I wouldn't go farm shooting doji for a Tempest recipe unless you paid me like $1,000. Like, I wouldn't do it. It's not worth the fucking time. But what I would do is like Blitz Tiamat every day. I would just do Blitz Tiamat and like Palace of Rain every day. So you can go get it from the Black Cat. Or Nairi. Sorry, Nairi. With Oni medals. That's what I would do. As the British would say, I can't be bothered to do that. Because when you go farm a Tempest recipe, it's like a 1% chance divided by 8. You're dealing with like a 0.150 chance to get that. Like, you get a recipe and then it's divided by 8 if it's the one you want. Like, 400 or not, doesn't matter. Somebody told you that hidden helmets aren't affected by drop boost? Anything that drops on the floor is affected by drop boost. Like, that sounds to me like it's from somebody that looks at the hard numbers and looked at the percentages and compared it to the number of runs they did and said this is bullshit. But just because somebody runs 100 times and it's a 1% drop, it doesn't mean they're going to get one helmet out of 100. That's its likelihood, but it's not a guarantee either. Like, if something had a 1 in 1,000 chance, like, probably you'll see it 1 out of 1,000 times. But if you do 1,000 runs and don't get it, don't be fucking surprised. But if something had a 1 in 100 chance, I would tell you and you did like 500 tries, you're gonna probably see like 5 of them. But that makes sense. But you'd see like a lot of them. Pity system for drops. I kind of did the math wrong on that. But basically, like, if something had a 1 out of 100 chance, and I just kept running it, like, I'd get it a lot. Like, I would compared to, like, Onigiri. Like, seals are, like, a 1%. But we see them, like, all the fucking time. Like, I know Kaguya is, like, a boosted drop rate in Oni mode. But even without Oni mode, we still see it, like, a lot. Like, hidden helmets, I needed, like, a couple. And I only ran Hades, like, maybe 200 times. And I got the 4 I needed. Like, it wasn't that big a deal. So, to answer the question, like, maybe it just came from somebody that was on hard copium. Like, oh, I ran this, like, 500 times and I only got 3. Like, I used to know people that would count their runs, and I'm like, dude, why do you count your runs? That just makes you angrier. And he's like, I don't care. And I'm like, well, then be mad. Go for it. Be mad. Like, everyone who's ever ran for a fuse recipe knows that the odds aren't, like, there's no pity for odds. Like, it's just, my buddy was running for the skyrunning fuse for hours and days and weeks and months. And then I needed it for my Tempest, and I ran like 8 runs with the guy, and I got it. And he's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? That's Ryujin. He's my good luck charm. I remember he said, he's like, I want that credit card. I'm like, why? Because he says, I watched all the streams. It never fails. It never fails. It never denies. Took you a month to get your first something? I don't know why the PS5 chat cuts off things. A first lunar seal? Damn. Have I made the new weapon yet? No. I have the recipes for it, but I haven't done nothing. Yeah, probably. Hades Elios has his own card, right? Yeah, he's at the bottom, I think. Cursect Princess. How many runs of this bitch? We did 1,300 runs of Cursect. Fuck. That's horrible. Dullahan. Dullahan's come like 3-4 times. Darkfin. Hey, that's Darkfin. Hades Elios. 228 runs of Elios. We've run Blitz. Holy shit. I'm getting out of there. Not everyone's that tech savvy to do such a thing, to be honest. The pattern on this little one is different than the pattern on the big one. I'm really surprised they didn't just compress it. They made a different one. Like, there were data miners on PC, but, like, they didn't really share it. Like, I remember data miners told us that there was an artificial nerf for Miyamoto in the game files for when you fight the horses, that she could only do 1/3 of the damage she was supposed to. Data miners told us that. And then they said, oh, Lancelot does a bit more, or whoever was around at the time. They said, oh, this Vanguard does more. And now they show it all in the bonuses. But they will never, like, if you go to horses, and I don't know if they have bonuses, I don't know if they'll say this character does less damage. But it's there, it's hard-coded into the game. It's an artificial nerf. Like, when Yogg is around and you bring Miyamoto Musashi into Yogg Sothoth, and you fight him, her attacks can only do 4.5 million damage. That's right. Half the damage cap. Correct. That's right. Lancelot, Miyamoto, they do half damage in there. A lot of the older good Vanguards do half damage because they wanted to push Ho-Oh. They wanted Ho-Oh to be the only answer. Like, when the devs were new, like, if the original devs saw Keiji, they'd make Keiji do half damage in dungeons. But people found out and they got pissed. Like, the people got pissed. Yeah. But, I mean, some people have, like, on Twitter and stuff, they've posted, like, Cyberset assets, like, in game files and showing their models and stuff, and once they put 2 and 2 together, they, like, ban the accounts and stuff. They don't like people, like, redistributing or, like, reverse engineering their stuff. They don't like that. For sure. One thing I'm really surprised about is that Onigiri does have unreleased music files. And these songs are amazing. And we've never heard them before. 55K if they find your real life self for like revealing stuff. I wish I could find somebody. Like, not sue somebody, just give someone a fine. Like, having that power. Oh, I fine you like $50. I'd be like, why? Just because. Were they on Onizone website? I don't know what Onizone is. I think someone had put them on YouTube at some point. Like, you look up Onigiri music and you hear different tracks, and it's like, what the hell is this? Like, it sounds like Oni, but it's not. I've never heard it before. Be that guy from Gen 4 Pokemon? Fine your friend for being late? I don't remember that. I didn't watch much of the Gen 4 Pokemon anime. I remember I watched a bit of it, and I remember watching the episode where Ash fights the first gym leader, the rock guy, with the fossils. And then I didn't watch it for some time, and then it was a Saturday morning or something, and it was on TV, and I turned it on, and it was the same fucking episode, and I'm like, how? Like, there's no way. You know what needs to happen? Another Legends Pokemon game. Those were so good. What year did Legends Arceus come out? Was it last year or this year? I think it was last year. That game was so good. Wait, we were talking about that earlier, about anime recommendations. Someone said this Scarlet Ragna thing was pretty good. If you haven't seen Hell's Paradise, that's really good. If you want like an older school anime that's like my second favorite anime like of all time is Horizon in the Middle of Nowhere. And I recommend it to everybody and nobody gets into it ever. Me and my cousin love that show. But Horizon in the Middle of Nowhere, it's like, it's an older show, like it'll be like 10 years old, but I enjoy it so much. It's really good. It keeps you guessing, makes you think. Like, so much stuff's going on, you have no idea what the fuck's going on. Is it on Crunchyroll? Probably not. You'd have to go to, like, GoGo Anime or, like, All My Anime or something like that. Probably with a .com, but I'm not sure. It's old titty, but it's nice. Yeah, there's some titty in there. There's big ones, for sure. Fucking, if you haven't seen... Oh, you posted a link? Okay. Horizon in the Middle of Nowhere. Kyokai no Senjo no Horizon. The Misfit of Demon Academy is really good. It's such a good show if you haven't seen that one. That one's kind of new. And it just got a season 2. I really like that one. I didn't finish season 2 though. But I loved the first season. It was so fucking good. English dub, fucking spot on. Was it bad? What did you say about Horizon? You put Horizon in the middle of nowhere with World's End Harem? Freezing, Vibration, Heaven Lost Property? It was only 6 episodes? What the fuck? Weird. I watched World's End Harem, and, like, I thought World's End Harem was like, remember Crunchyroll was censoring it? They're like, oh, we gotta put black bars over all these. It's like, it's not even that bad. World's End Harem literally is just like World's End Harem as a manga was probably written like a decade ago. I think it was a manga for like a lot longer than most before they get an adaptation. And World's End Harem is literally, like, I was watching it and I'm like, okay. And then as the mystery unfolds, it's literally just the story of COVID. That's all it is. Like a different virus, the same fucking story. The whole time. I was like, halfway through, I'm like, this is just COVID. Like, this is all that is. Okay. How do I feel about OP anime main characters? So, like, So, like, when it comes to overpowered anime main characters, right? So, it comes down to how it's done. Because overpowered, that's right. Overpowered is, it can be done right, and it's good. It's great to feel good. It's great to show this strong character who's really good. But, like, it has its place. It can be done well, and it can be done wrong. So, when overpowered characters are done wrong, it's when you have fucking, like, the best example, and I'm probably going to get hate for it, but any anime opinion will get you hate for it. But then you got to realize you're getting hate for an opinion about an anime, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, like, to me, the bad kind of overpowered anime protagonist is Ein's own goal in fucking Overlord. I liked Overlord when it came out. I saw the first episode. I thought this was great. It was awesome. Albedo's so cool. But, like, nothing fucking matters. Nothing matters in that at all. Like, I haven't seen all the seasons. I haven't. I've seen, like, the first 2 seasons of it, okay? But nothing matters. Ever. In the, like, ever. Ever. Nothing matters. Because he's gonna do it. Like, the only like, the problem with Overlord is that, like, the world has nothing to offer him. Like, Ainz could be as strong as he wants to be, or he should be based on his past experiences, but, like, let's say, like, any character who's max level and has all their gear and all their abilities and stuff, they're at their peak. They're at the top of their game. I know what that's like. Like, with the current content available, they've beat all of it. They know what's going to happen, what's not going to hit. They know what's the animations are. They got that game mastered. But then you take that from, then you take that to, like, the next, you go to, like, a new frontier, a new world, a new game plus, as it were, but the enemies don't scale. Like, have you ever played a new game plus where the enemies don't scale? You're just cruising through the story. Like, nothing's a challenge to you. Like, a new game plus in a new world, but everything's still low-ass level, but you're god tier level. And you're not gonna, like, give yourself a lobotomy to make yourself weak. You're not gonna neuter yourself. Like, you're not going to. Right? To, like, make the game enjoyable. You're not going to, like, sandbag. Right? So, like, now Kurt says they don't like scaling enemies. Now, I understand, like, not liking scaling enemies in certain games, because then it feels like no matter how strong you get, it doesn't fucking matter. Right? Oh, you're welcome. Have a good night. Enjoy whatever you want to end up watching. But, I understand that. Like, if you're in a game where enemies always scale to you, you feel like you can't get ahead. No matter how much you work, it doesn't matter. Wrong, you're playing a catch-up? What do you mean? You're playing a catch-up game. Well, the thing is, you can't catch up. They expect you to have the best? I think we have different views on a scaling game. Because that sounds more like the earlier days of Oni, where, like, every new update you had to be, like, within, like, the top threshold to play it, right? Like all the events nowadays, they expect you to be, like, 115, like, to 125 plus in order to play them. And then they stopped. Like, once they did the Lancelot event, it was like, no, this is too much. We can't do this. Nobody can play this shit. Like that to me feels like what you're describing. But what I'm focusing on is a new game plus. A game you've already beaten, like an RPG or a JRPG or whatever. You've already beaten the game, but you'd like to do it all again with the gear you have now. But in a game that doesn't scale or have a hard mode or whatever, a new game plus difficulty, you start the game again, but you have all the gear that you have, but you go to the first boss and he's level 10 and you're level 99. It's not going to be fun. You're just going to ha story smash. Ha story smash. Like, when to me, that's the OP main character story. Like, that's the New Game Plus. The fuck happened there? Is there a maintenance going on? The hell? Yeah, so we can. Well, I'm surprised they let me log back in. What the fuck happened there? Whatever. So anyway, what Hideyoshi just described is a great example. So like in a game where you're level 25 and then you go to level 26 and then all the enemies are level 26. That's what you would call a procedurally. I don't know how you say that, but I can see it in my head. A procedurally scaling game. So like a game that's difficulty scales to not where they think you should be at that point in the game, but one that scales on where you actually are. Like, imagine playing Pokemon and like you go through the Viridian Forest and your Charmander is level 8. And then once you leave the forest, the next trainer all has level 8 Pokemon. And it's like, well, my last playthrough, he had level 5s. What's going on here? He shouldn't have Poison Sting, because he's not supposed to have that. You start to question, well, what the fuck? Like, it wouldn't be good in a Pokemon game, because that's how you would feel. You'd feel like you'd never get ahead. No matter what you do, the enemy's always that much on par with you, if not better, because they're always starting battle at full health. They're always have max PP, and so on and so on. Right? But from a narrative standpoint, so like, usually OP characters, right? Right, and that's boring. Like, that's honestly the problem with Pokemon, is that you can just get Charizard, over-level Charizard, and you beat the game. To me, that's the problem with Pokemon. Like, if they wanted to fix Pokemon, and they won't, because Pokemon's for children, but if they wanted to fix Pokemon, they would make it so that Pokemon cannot gain more experience than you have badges available. They would find some way to make it so that your Pokemon has hit level cap. Until you can beat this gym, you cannot level up past that. Sort of like what Genshin does, but, you know, not dog shit. Because after you, like, I hate that in Genshin and stuff. Like, hi, I'm max level, AR rank. I just got a new character. They're level 1. Like, I hate that. I hate that so much. Like, can they just start at, like, 50? Like, oh. Anyway. But yeah, like, that's the problem with Pokemon, is that you can just take a Pokemon to, like, level 30 in, like, the second place, and you're just good. You're just fine, because you just have more stats than the opponent. And it doesn't matter. Like, you can trivialize your whole experience. But, like, if they wanted to fix Pokemon, they would just make it so that you can't level up past that. Yeah, and that's the price. You're right. You're right about that. Genshin has a problem with that, though. PvE and never changing. And that's the thing. Like, let's say I go get Novelette, right? I'm so excited. I can't wait to pull Farina. I get Farina, and And this is a problem, right? Let's say I'm a new Genshin player, but I really like Furina. So I go get Furina. I wish for her. Well, unless I have any friends, I cannot ascend Furina. I cannot ascend Furina until I beat 3 years worth of story and go to Fontaine and go find a boss and an ascension material place and a place to level up talents that are all locked away and hidden. If I started tomorrow, I can't level up the character I got. She only goes to 20. That's it. I can't do anything. And I have fucking Amber and Jean on my team. And the Traveler. That's my team. And a level 20 Furina. Who's the worst character in the game? You've got Bennett? Oh my god. Noelle's awesome. See, that's the thing. I would rather, play with my favorites and enjoy them. What? I want Dea. Dea's so good. What are you on about? I think Dea's better than Diluc. Fight me right now. Will I roll for Furina? I don't know. I'd rather get the girl with the hat, which doesn't narrow it down because now all the girls have hats. Bennett's a crutch. No, it's not. Furina, the purple one. She's cool. She's like the Rosaria of Fontaine. No. I don't want no Furina. I don't want that. I want the other one. The one that's in the cool cutscene and she shot somebody. And she's with Relosely or whatever. Lisa is purple and has a hat. You are correct. I don't know who she is. She got a gun. It's not Kujo Sara. She has a mask. How do you guys not know who she is? She was in the big trailer. She's like a guard or something. I don't know what she is. She got big tits, a hat, and a gun. I don't know. I don't know who she is. Yeah, she's got a gun. Genshin Impact. I don't know who she is. She's got a gun. It might be like a revolver. I think it shoots bullets. The Fatui had guns since day one. I don't know any of the characters in Fontaine's name. I don't know any of their names. I know Novelette and Furina and Rithosely's triangle. And Liney and Lynette, I know them. anyway, to go back to the original point about OP in an anime, or OP main characters, is like, who's Nadia? With a big ass? No fooling? It cut off at Gun. I didn't see Gun. I'm like, really? I got a little excited. It looked purple to me. But yeah, so OP in a main character. So there's like two perspectives on OP as a main character, right? So, well, there's actually a lot of perspectives, but two I want to focus on. So, if this is a show for kids and you want the hero to always save the day, it's okay. If the character has the power to always save the day, and when the kid's like, oh no, Superman, you gotta do it. You gotta do it, Superman. You gotta do it. You gotta save the day. You can't lose. Like, that feeling, if you're writing a character like that, yes, as long as they earn it. As long as it's not, you walk up to someone and you flick them in the head and their atoms split apart and, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's boring. But if it's like, if they're like invincible, like within reason, like, that's the thing, it's within reason. If the story is literally, there was an evil man on the hill, he had a girl at gunpoint and he was going to shoot her. God snapped his fingers and lightning struck him down. The girl was completely unscathed. All hail God. It's like, okay, God's great, I'm not going to piss him off. Great, I like that guy. But the story's not that exciting. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a narrative. Like, it's like I always say, for people that are hyper-focused on winning. Hyper-focused on winning. They don't care about the battle. They don't care about the journey. They just want to win. Don't give them a movie. Don't give them a show. Go give them a coin and give it 2 heads and tell them to play Go Fish or whatever. Fuck, I'd like to see that. Tell them to go play Go Fish. What am I supposed to do with that? I don't know. Got any heads? Like, fuck. Flip my heads or tails. Tell them to go play Go Fish. And he'd be like, what am I supposed to do with this? Go fuck yourself. Winning isn't everything, Ed boy. Fuck, that's fun. In a normal scenario, that 2-headed coin is always going to win, but not if you play a different fucking game. Yeah, 2 fish. We call it, that's how they play fucking Go Fish in Chernobyl. Go find the 2-headed fish. But yeah, if all you want is winning, then just go play, like, it'd be like, yeah, like, it's just, it's like playing a game at max level. Like, it's boring. It's just, unless the enemy scales, it's boring. Yes. Yep. Alucard is a great character. And I've only really watched Hellsing Abridged. But yes, that's a really good OP done well. Because it's not so much that Alucard is overpowered. It's that Alucard doesn't lose. There's a difference. Like, there's a big difference. What's with all the oof? You both said oof. What's going on? What's going on? I see like oof, oof. I'll go fish if you try to learn Final Fantasy XIV's combat system. I can't play that. I played that for like 2 days, and I'm like, I can't stand this. I target the enemy. My character walks up to the enemy. I hit the... Like, no! Fuck off! I don't have time. I will probably watch all of Hellsing Abridged on, like, Halloween again. Hellsing Abridged is fantastic. I can't have it ruin, like, the characters for me. Like, it's good. It's good. It's fantastic. Either way, yes. Like, Alucard's a great example of OP done right. Because he's a lovable character. He's fun. He's funny. Like, he doesn't... Just because he can doesn't mean he will. Like, that's good. That's a great example. Overpowered done wrong is like when you have someone so strong that no matter what the opposition does, nothing fucking works. Like, nothing works. It just doesn't matter. He's invulnerable. It doesn't matter. He doesn't learn a lesson. He doesn't grow. He doesn't lose. He doesn't, like, have weaknesses. He doesn't, like, it's... Like, that's the, like, when you get the bad OP main characters, it's usually, like, the self-insert, they're perfect, like, Mary Sue's, right? Well, see, like, so Jiren, I wouldn't give it to Jiren. I couldn't hit Jiren with it. Because, like, we know, like, Jiren is the product of his life. In the same way, like, because of the aspect of the Tournament of Power, the premise of it, these are the universe's best fighters. They're the best. And they're all at the peak of their... Well, they should be at the peak of their martial artist prowess, of their strength. And Goku is there. And, like, Goku is at his peak. He's Super Saiyan God. He's there. Vegeta's, like, 2 steps behind him. And, like, that's where they're at. And then 2, like... compared to the one, like, compared to other universes, like, compared to, like, Universe 4, their strongest doesn't hold a candle. Like, to Universe 4, they think Goku is overpowered. But then Goku seeing Jiren, he thinks he's a... Well, he doesn't, I don't know if he thinks he's overpowered, but it's like, holy shit. Like, it's all perspective-based. Like, that's kind of, like, where... Like, Goku is, like, he's beaten his game. He's beaten his universe. He's in a, like, battling someone else. Like, that's a great perspective, actually. Because, like, that's what Ain's own goal should be facing, is somebody else on that level. Is it possible to get triple Lance of Flames on a spear? Yes, it is. I'll show you a picture right now. But to that point, I do think there's a thing called, I call it Dragon Ball Z syndrome, which is where every villain must be stronger than the last, or else it won't be a challenge for the protagonist. And Bleach does this too. Oh no, Lance of Flames is available from the Point Daruma. And it's available from Skill Card Dungeon. And it's available from some skill card sets. Like when Infernal Purgatory is out, you can get Infernal card 5, 6, and 7, and they all have Lance of Flames on them. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Gallus just gives them out sometimes. I think I passed it. There it is. Faithful Lance of Flame, which has Lance of Flames. Fallen Star at plus 100. Lance of Flame 7, 6, 5, and then Mega Flame and Flame Lance. Lots of lances on this weapon. Lance. Lance Flame, Flame, Lance Flame. Yep, it's possible. Neat. It's possible. Like, oh yeah, this bow's got Aqua Needle 6 and 7, but I dare not put 5. I dare not do it because Aqua Needle 6 is like the rarest skill in the game. But you can have 5, 6, 7, but you know, at the end of the day, maybe a 6 and a 7 are better than, you know, 6, 7, and another 7 are pretty good. Just like having Collapsing Blade 5, 6, and 7. But it's different because you can extract them, right? So that's why you wouldn't bring that up. But yeah, so like there's a thing, like I call it Dragon Ball Z syndrome, where the next enemy has to be stronger than the last, or else it presents no challenge. Like, and that's yeah. Aqua Needle 6 is only from, I think it's Sleep Purg, Infernal Purg, or the skill done, or Point Daruma. You have Point Daruma naturally on a weapon, or the skill card set from one of the Infernals. Or one of the Purgs. Yeah. Right. The sleep. Okay, so they have the one that beats them. Okay, yeah, so then it's Infernal, yeah. Okay. I wasn't sure. It also has Blade Sanction too, like the 11 will have Blade Sanction. So yeah, so like Dragon Ball Z syndrome's like, well, you have Piccolo's like the strongest, then you have like Raditz shows up and he's super strong, but then he's like the strongest we've ever seen. But then the next one's like Nappa and he's way strong. He's like 5 Raditzes, and then you have Vegeta and he's like 10 Raditzes, and then you have like the Ginyu Force and they're like 3 Vegetas, and then you have Ginyu who's like 5 Vegetas, and then you have like Frieza who's like 20 Ginyus. And then you have, like, the androids that are, like, 5 Friezas. And then you have Cell, who's, like, 5 Friezas. And then you have Boo, who's, like, 3 Cells. And then you have, like, Beerus, who's, like, 15 Majin Boos. And then Whis is, like, 20 Majin Boos. And, you know, it's like it just keeps going and going and going and going and going and going. Because it's like Dragon Ball was more about, like, the original Dragon Ball was more about technique and martial artists and how like much people knew, not so much how strong they were. But then once power levels got involved, it just fucking escalated and escalated and escalated. Yeah, they did. They made movies without Goku with lesser villains, right? Exactly. Like, and so that basically, that brings me to the point of OP done right. Villains have no balls. Where Pain will blow up the Leaf Village. Well, some of them. Like, I would say, like, Frieza would do it, but he's too prideful to, like, just, like, blow up the earth or do this or that. Like, especially, like, in certain situations. Like, when he blew up Planet Vegeta, like, he didn't care. Well, Cell... So, what I was gonna say is that, like, the starting in the Android saga, like Vegeta and Nappa were ready to blow up the Earth if not for the Dragon Balls. Like they won't do it because they wanted the Dragon Balls. But then like Frieza like was ready to blow up the Earth, and he did in like Super Blue Resurrection F. But like the androids, like 17 and 18, did not have some grand design to like destroy the Earth, or they're programmed to kill Son Goku. Son Goku dies of a heart virus. They're just like, okay, we're just gonna run this place. They're just playful. They're just gonna do stuff. Right? So, and then Cell was like, he had all the genes and dispositions and physical psyches and inherited traits of Goku, Vegeta, Frieza, Piccolo, all these different characters, and those kind of like, he has all the disposition and ability to do what Frieza would do, but he also has the need to fight stronger opponents from so many Saiyans that overrides that. Like, he won't do it because he wants a challenge. But then once he finally gets beaten and he's proved not to be invincible by Gohan, then he defaults to his Frieza setting to like, okay, well, fuck this. I'm blowing it all up. I don't care anymore. I've had enough. But Goku wouldn't do that. Goku wouldn't like blow up the Earth just to defeat an enemy. You know what I mean? Or just to not lose. So like, they're more playful of characters, but and it's hard to say like the problem in Dragon Ball is not that they don't have balls, it's just that it's either they're playful and like to like play with their food and stuff, or they're a wanton spirit of chaotic destruction like Majin Buu or even Beerus. So like, to answer that, it's just the type of story too. Like Toriyama started writing like a funny comedy gag manga fighting thing that eventually evolved and got serious and serious over time. Like that just comes down to like the writer, right? But I was gonna say, what's a good OP character? So like, to me, what if I'm watching a show and there's an OP main character, that's fine with me. That's fine. But there has to be a foil. Like, there has to be someone else out there that keeps him in check. Like, imagine playing like a game of chess and your opponent has no queen. Right, that's the chaotic destruction, Hideyoshi. That's what I mean. Like, Kid Buu is like, he doesn't have like, as far as I'm concerned, Kid Buu was animalistic, primitive. He didn't really have like that. Like, he was just wanton destruction. He was a monster. He didn't really have that sentience. Like, he didn't have that sentient disposition that the other two had, that Super Buu and regular Buu had, because they had absorbed the other stuff. The day they have a Yuaba. And my stream closed. Yeah, like, well, they kind of do. Like, apparently, like, the black, like, Frieza attained a new form that's just so powerful that it beats the other two. Like, he beats Goku and Frieza, or Goku and Vegeta, but, like, he doesn't kill them, but he leaves, so he becomes this looming presence in the universe. So, like, that's kind of been gained. Like, they kind of had that with Beerus, but Beerus became way too amicable with the main cast. Like, he's a friend now. So, like, that looming villain that supersedes all, like, if there was no evil, would you have need for a god? Basically, like, that question there. You know, like, if there was a town with no crime, would you need police? You know? Like, there has to be a need. Otherwise, you just have bullies, right? Like, So, but yeah, so like, to me, what makes a good OP main character is, like, it's okay, like I was saying, it's okay if they're really strong, but they need to have a foil, someone that keeps them in check. There has to be someone out there that's just as strong, if not stronger than them, that exists for them to fight, like a need for them. Like, you have All Might versus One For All, like, they're there. Like, One For All is this big, bad, awful, evil guy has sometimes good intentions, but for the most part he's pretty bad, and only one guy can realistically stop him in his prime. But, like, if you take All Might and you just have him beat up petty criminals, it's boring. It's like, oh, there he comes, Detroit Smash, haha, okay. Another guy, Detroit Smash, haha, okay. Another guy, like, and it's just like, okay, alright, okay, sure, okay, All Might saves the day again, okay, who cares? Right, you know? Like, it has to be like that even fight. But what makes it good is if you have that OP main character, don't neglect the rest of the cast. Like, all these cool other characters that some of them are villains that turn over to join your side, or people that you let get away, or just allies. Like, the problem with the OP main character is when you have the OP main character and everyone else gets neglected. That makes for a shit show. It does. It makes for a shit narrative. Like, when characters have abilities and unique traits and skills and all this stuff, and it all goes to the wayside in favor of the main character. How good are the weapons from the event? You haven't got one yet? They're pretty good. They're solid. They're like other sides, but probably like a little bit worse, but they're for rain element. That's what I'd say. I think it's a Sillhoutte one, but yeah, that's my take on the OP main character. Like, it's okay to have your super strong character, but don't neglect your other characters, and make sure there's something out there that exists as a foil to how strong that character is, that main character. There has to be something of a challenge for him out there. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Like, that's right. But yeah, as I was answering the question, I did think of High School DxD. Like, Issei is incredibly powerful, but like, he uses that power to protect. He doesn't use it just to, like, get his way in the world. And no matter how strong he gets, volley exists. There's a balance. It's kind of like a yin and yang of it. If you have too much yin or too much yang, they'll just corrupt themselves and eat themselves. Like, that's right. And, like, as strong as he is, or as weak as Issei is, depending on what part of the story, they don't neglect to train the other characters and make them keep up the best they are. And that's really good. Like, at the start of the series, Akano's like the strongest thing you've ever seen. Like, and she's like, whoa, she just beat that big demon. Holy shit, she's amazing. But then, like, a couple seasons later, she's getting ragdolled. And it's like, what the fuck's going on? But then they get stronger. She trains with the other side of her, and she learns different techniques, and Kiba learns new sword things, and Gaspard learns new powers, and Ovia, like, they all learn new things. They keep getting developed. It doesn't mean they all have to be the same level of Issei. That doesn't make any fucking sense. But they keep trying. They don't get neglected. You know what I mean? Like, that's good. Like, that's good storytelling. That's good narrative. Because, and this is the thing I learned from Pokemon when they started introducing the national decks and saying, well, we're going to have these Pokemon. You're only going to have like 40% of the cast. And the lesson I learned from that, or from what I observed, is that it doesn't matter what's the strongest Pokemon. Not everyone's favorite Pokemon is Garchomp or Mewtwo or Arceus. Everybody has a favorite Pokemon. Everybody has a favorite character. You can ask somebody, who's your favorite character in Dragon Ball Z? And they say, my favorite character is Puar. Because the cat's really funny and it transforms. I think it's a delight when Puar takes the stage. I really like the idea of Puar. I like the idea of Oolong. My favorite character is Tien because he was so good in Dragon Ball. I love Tao Pai Pai. He was a menace. He took out Goku in his first encounter. He was such a cool guy. Or someone's favorite character is Piccolo. Someone's favorite character is Cell. Someone's favorite... Like, everybody has a different favorite character. And you can't please everybody. But for God's sakes, if they're part of the main cast, at least make it fucking believe... Like, at least treat them like they are. You know, like... And some characters fall to the wayside because of bad power scaling. Like... Yeah. Like, so... But here's the thing about Arceus. Like, so I'm going to answer both those points. But the thing about Arceus, it's funny that, but like, Arceus is a creator god. He is a creator of other Pokemon. And could Arceus not create a Pokemon stronger than he was? He has. Arceus has 120 in all base stats. But there are Pokemon that have 120 base attack or 180 base attack. So, like, if a creator could not create something better than himself, would you say he is not a good creator? Like, you know what I mean? Like, could a mother not create a son stronger than she was? She can. Can a father and mother both create a son stronger than they both were? They can. There's no guarantee, but they have the potential to. Could they not make a child faster than them? They could. Like, that's the thing about creation, is that just because you create something, you can create something stronger than yourself. So Arceus makes all the Pokemon, or at least made the original few that evolved over time, and they're stronger than him. If the creator made nothing better than themselves, they're a bad creator, and they're afraid of what they made. They're a selfish creator, because they have all these gifts, and they will not bestow more than what they have. Like, it's a really interesting topic. Like, and that's back to the topic of, like, they say, well, if God could open any door, like, if God is so great, could he make a door that could not be opened? Absolutely. Could he then open it? Yes, for he is God. Like, that's literally how that goes. Like, gods exist in, how do you say that? Gods exist both within consistency and inconsistency. That is what makes them gods. Like, to do the impossible, what do they call that? A miracle. To do the impossible. And you would say God is nothing but a miracle. Be grateful for him. Like, that's kind of like how that dynamic goes. Because if logic could explain God, we would all be gods by now. Because we all understand logic to some degree. It would have been done. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things. Someone else asked a different question. But that was what I thought about Arceus. I'm like, well, of course. Arceus gets bodied because he made something that could body him. Of course. I don't know anything about Rosario Vampire. But yeah, okay, so yeah, Vaporeon's actually my favorite Pokemon in Gen 1. When I was just a boy playing Pokemon Blue, and I went on a vacation to the Caribbean Islands, my first Pokemon I ever got to level 100 was Vaporeon. I loved Vaporeon's design. Vaporeon's so cool. I remember I had a level 83 Vaporeon for like the longest time, and it was my best Pokemon. It was my favorite. So like Gen 1, Vaporeon's like my favorite Pokemon. Before all the controversy about, in terms of breedability, like I actually really like Vaporeon. I actually made a list of this like last week. I was telling my friend, I'm like, okay, what's your favorite Pokemon in every region? And he's like, okay, I'll do it too. And I was like, okay. I just asked, and I like made a list. I don't know where it went, but I made a list of it. What am I looking for here? It was in a Facebook chat. Blah, 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 blah. What is that? Oh. Like I made a list of favorite Pokemon per generation. There it is. You liked Gengar? Gengar is pretty cool. I always liked Haunter more than Gengar. Probably because of the Haunter in the anime. He was so funny. And you couldn't really get Gengar unless you traded, but Haunter was still solid. I liked Haunter. I like Haunter more than Gengar, to be honest. So, my list of favorite Pokemon per generation, and I when I made the list to ask my friends, I still don't know okay, I know what it is now, but I didn't know the name of Alola, so I made a list called Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, Unova, Kalos, Hawaii, Galar, and Paldea. I said Hawaii, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck it's called. And my friend's like, it's like what they say there to say hello, and I'm like, oh yeah, and aloha, and it was funny. Anyway, so my favorite Pokemon per region, Gen 1 is Vaporeon, Gen 2 is Kingdra, Gen 3 is Milotic, Gen 4 is Drapion, Gen 5 is Virizion, Gen 6 is Diancie, Gen 7 is Mudsdale, I love that fucking horse. Gen 8 is Hatterene, Gen 9 is Hisuian Lilligant, and Paldea, I guess that's Gen 9, is Espartha. And then, yeah, Hisui is Lilligant. I like that a lot. I always liked Lilligant, so Hisui and Lilligant was awesome. I like Sneasler too. Sneasler's really cool. But I remember I was playing Gen 9. I'm like, what's that? And my friend's like, that's a ostrich. I'm like, it's so cool. I love it. Like, it's Sparta. And I use it to like beat everything. Gen 2 and 3 we have the same. You like Kingdra? Kingdra is so good. Kingdra is so good. Kingdra's so good. And and they're not my favorite because they're good. But they're just, it's just so good. Like, Water Dragon is such a good type. Man, who would have known Water Dragon would be so good? Maybe I've always had an affinity towards Water Dragons. Vaporeon's kind of Water Dragon-y. Big Boofs. Kingdra's a water dragon. Milotic's kind of a water dragon. Drapion's like cool. I love Drapion. Drapion's so good, man. Drapion gets Toxic Spikes and Whirlwind. Huh! And he's Dark Poison. He had no weaknesses. He's like only weak to ground. What a Chad. So cool. And then Virizion. I think Virizion's awesome. If it wasn't for Virizion, my favorite Gen 5 Pokemon would be Scolipede. I remember like I was looking, I'm like, my friend's like, are you gonna get Gen 5? And I'm like, I don't know, show me the Pokemon. And I saw Scolipede, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get Gen 5. Fuck, that guy looks cool. Yeah. Phoebus, it's the exact same thing. Deancey, I really like Deancey because it's like a carbuncle. I love that stuff. Like, Deancey's so cool. And then Mega Deancey's just amazing. Then Mudsdale, I remember Mudsdale was like, I looked at the Gen 8 Pokemon, I'm like, what is, or Gen 7, I'm like, what's that? And I had a poster of Mudsdale on it. I got it for like pre-ordering. I was like, oh my god, Mudsdale. I just love Mudsdale. And it has that ability Stamina. I'm like, oh my god, that's so cool. I had a Salt Vest Mudsdale. Man, I was kicking it. I was killing it, man. Salt Vest Mudsdale. Fuck. So good. And then Hatterene was just really cool. I liked Hatterene. Like that witch kind of like magic fairy, like evil fairy. It was nice. It was cool. And I said Lilligant and then Sparta. I explained that too. My first starter in Gen 1 was... The first time I played it, like I was like 5 years old. I think I picked Squirtle because I had Pokemon Blue. So I had Pokemon Blue, so I picked Squirtle. And then me and my cousin were playing it, and we didn't know how to get Pokeballs. So we like restarted the game, and I picked like Bulbasaur. I really liked Bulbasaur from the anime. Like anime Bulbasaur was like the best Pokemon on Ash's team. Bulbasaur was the best. He was like badass. He was so cool. He was so good. He was like Bulbasaur. He was so cool. He was so cool. Bulbasaur. Anyway, like Leech Seed was amazing. Bulbasaur was just the best Pokemon Ash had. Bulbasaur was a tank. He was amazing. He was a beast. So I originally picked Squirtle. I remember using Bubble, and then I got Ivysaur, and I was like, oh man, Bulbasaur, Ivysaur was so good. I was trying to think actually. Like some nights when you can't fall asleep, you start thinking of this stuff. Like, what Pokemon did I pick in each generation? You picked Charmander, right on. So I thought about it, and I'm pretty sure I remember. So like the first time, yeah, Charizard was when he finally listened. Yeah, it was such a moment. Absolutely, when they bonded. Remember Seismic Toss? Oh my god, absolutely. Charmeleon. I like Charmeleon more than Charizard. I loved the Charmeleon in the anime. I remember he just destroyed that Parasect. Charmeleon's so cool. I replayed the first Pokemon game so many times as a kid. Oh my god. But I remember Gen 1, my first starter I picked was Squirtle. Gen 2 I picked Cyndaquil. Gen 3 I picked Torchic. Blaziken for life. Gen 4, I picked Turtwig. I hate Chimchar. Hate him so much. Gen 5, I picked Samurott, so Oshawott. I love Samurott. Samurott's so cool. Gen 6, I picked Delphox. Gen 7, I picked Litten. Gen 8, I picked Inteleon. And Gen 9, I picked Sprigatito. And in the Paldean, not Paldean, in Hisui, I also picked Oshawott. Dark Samurai's so cool too. Oh my god. Anyway, you guys got me monologuing. I had 5 energy, and now I have 20. I gotta do this and go to bed. And not to say that I don't dislike these conversations. I enjoy it. It's awesome. But I gotta get to bed. It's like 3 a.m. Ow, what the fuck? You Zund on that, boss? Right on. What did I do? Oh. There we go. Charmander, Cyndaquil, Torchic, Chimchar, Snivy, Froakie, Rowlet, Scorbunny, and then Croconaw? No, Fuecoco. I went through the whole game of Paldea without seeing the Pokedex, right? Like I hate that more than anything, to be spoiled on stuff. Like I'd rather discover it myself. And I never saw Skeledirge until I had to battle the professor. He's like, it's about to send out Skeledirge. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I remember I read the text. I was like, what? What the fuck's a Skeledirge? I'm like, what's that? I've never seen this Pokemon. And it was like Fuecoco. I was like, there's no way. That thing's so cool. I was like, what? What is that? I was like, there's no way. Like, that was one of the... And I remember that because of how I did it. I didn't know any of Area Zero's so good, man. Like, that's all I wanted the Pokemon DLC to be. Is just more Area Zero. Like, give me another Area Zero, please. Like, please. Like, every year I want another Area Zero. Every 2 years I want an Area Zero. Yeah. Like, if we got like 5 more past and future Pokemon, not counting like the legendary dogs and stuff, the fuck is Area Zero? You gotta go play Scarlet and Violet. I can't tell you what that is. It's in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Area Zero. You beat the game and you go there. Remember, like, in Gen 2, you beat the game and you went to Mount Silver? And you found, like, Tyranitar and stuff? I was like, what the fuck is that? Larvitar? Like, Shelgon and Bagon at the end of the games? Like, you know when, like, Black and White, you go to that cave and you start finding Beldums and all this other stuff at the end? The battle... Oh, yeah, she's right nice. She is. Okay, so like in Pokemon, let's say you beat the Elite Four, and they tell you, oh, you now have access to go to this area you couldn't go to before, and it's a place filled with all these other Pokemon in the region that are really strong or really cool that you haven't found yet, and they're like, there they are. So like, basically, Area Zero was an area. It's an area in the game which you only access once you beat the Elite Four that has Pokemon that have never been seen before. Ever. 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 And, like, there's nothing, like, they're all new things that are down there. And it's like, but they're, like, reminiscent of other Pokemon. They're, like, these different forms that don't exist. It's not DLC. It's in the base game. It's in the base game. But you have to beat the game and get there. And the music is top tier. The music is so good. Absolutely amazing. Fuck. Yeah. 1 billion lines. You think 1 billion lines? You think so? But, like, who's to say there's not... What's the argument? Is it 1 billion lions versus one of every Pokemon? Or is it like a billion Pokemon versus a billion lions? Like, it's not to say that, like... So, like, the lions versus the Pokemon thing? Like, are the Raticates and the Sandshrews and the Pikachus gonna die? Yeah. You know who's not gonna die? Anything that can fly. Anything that can fly or breathe underwater is not going down. It's not. Like, anything that has to stand on 4 legs, yeah, they're probably done. But, like, if they can go into the sky or the atmosphere and just rain down Armageddon, they'll win. Mega Rayquaza will win. Dialga and Palkia will win. Arceus will win. Darkrai could put them all to sleep. They'd win. Oh, yeah, like, and that's the thing, like, so, what about the ghost Pokemon, right? Yeah, we're not even considering Gigantamax or Dynamax or... But, like, so straight out, like, people will say, well, when a Pokemon uses Bite, it's a dark move. But if a human uses Bite, it's not a dark move. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, can the lions even hit the ghost Pokemon? You know what I mean? Like, that's the biggest part of it right there. Yeah. But that's a that's a Pokemon move. Not a lion move. Lions don't have moves. Like, Right. But, like, I can spit water out my mouth, and it's not water gun. It's not the same. It does, but that's because a Pokemon's using it. Yeah, but that's like a Z move. The Pokemon can't use the Z move on its own. But like something like Heatran, if it just like if it just like put out so much heat that no line could get close, it'd be fine. Or like Macargo, or any of like the lava Pokemon. Like Entei is the volcano Pokemon. If he wanted to, nothing's getting close to him. Suicune can walk on water. It's gonna like sit on the water and just like Aurora Beam all the lions. Yeah, like, and then there's the thing about like, what if the Pokemon just all use like Confuse Ray and just confuse all the lions? Yeah, you could have like Kyogre flood the land. You could have Groudon create a drought. You have all the abilities. What are they gonna do to fucking Spiritomb or Wonder Guard? You're done. You get that one Shedinja to like imprison or fucking entrainment on Shedinja to get like Wonder Guard on Spiritomb, like you're good to go. You're good to go, man. You're done. You're done, so you can't win. Not all the time, but Teeter Dance does. Against Ditto? Well, Ditto's going to turn into Arceus because Arceus is there, and there's going to be two Arceus. And Mew's going to transform into Arceus because there's an Arceus there. So, you know. They're going to get 5 good judgments in. You know. Anyway, it's been a pleasure. I gotta go to bed. My throat's getting sore. I'm getting tired. I gotta work tomorrow. Hope you guys had a great day, great night, great stream. And enjoy the event. Get all the stuff you can from it. And never stop thinking. These questions are awesome. I enjoy these conversations. And have you guys a good night. Have yourselves a good night. But really, could a billion lions tell you why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch?